Good morning! Welcome back to Free Speak with your host, Michael. Hello, it's been a while. Oh man, the sun is shining bright today. Woo! Hello. How are you? Man, it has been crazy. Last night we had an impromptu storm. It was insane. It was like hailing, it was like pouring down rain, tornado watch. And it was weird because we were in rehearsal. I was in rehearsal at like 7. It started pouring down rain at like 8 o'clock. I had to run out, move my car because I didn't want to get any hail damage. And then by the time we got out, about 9:30, it was gone. It was just like completely empty. Nothing had happened. And I was like, what the heck is going on? They just... Oh, it was insane. I was just... No, I'm not a fan of these drastic weather changes, and especially this year we've had a lot of like cold and snowy and then like 60 degrees and great, and then it just keeps flopping back and forth. I don't know, it's just not fun. It's not consistent. Like, it'll be consistent for a while and then it's like all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, there's gonna be a thunderstorm with hail tonight. Just thought I'd let you know. It was insane. I did not enjoy that last night, but it's great now. It's super clear and the sun's shining bright. It's all great. Fantastic. Man, the weekend was terribly busy, guys. Woo! Very busy. Lots of stuff to do, lots of homework, lots of other projects on the side. But we got it done. I got it done. And you helped by sending out positive brainwaves. That's right. It's very good. Actually, that brings up an interesting point about positivity and sending things out. I am a believer in those sort of things, where you send out, okay. Yes. It's, I don't know how to talk, anyways, I think that there is a very real, very present, like, spiritual realm. And don't start laughing. Don't start laughing. I know, I see you. Don't do it yet. But I believe there are two realms to this world. There's the spiritual and then there's the physical. And everything in the physical affects the spiritual, and everything in the spiritual affects the physical. It's just the way things are, the way things work. Is that there are two levels. Not two levels, there's two states of existence. A spiritual and then a physical. Because you can see it all the time. There are certain, like paranormal activities. Granted, some people think it's all fake, but if you ever see something in real life that happens, that's weird, I typically credit that to the spiritual realm. It's the same thing with like karma. Karma is the idea of consequences in the spiritual realm. So you set in motion something, and then it will come back to you. So if you are nice to other people, if you give them food, give them clothing, you will show them compassion, then in return you set something in motion in the spiritual. So you're throwing something and it happens, and then it will cycle back, and eventually someone will show compassion to you or be nice to you or give you food. Especially for college students, I think that's really important. If you share food, people will share food with you. I know it's counterintuitive, because we don't have many food. That's why it's called broke college student, because we have no money. But I'm a firm believer that it all comes back to you eventually, so that if you do that, it will come back. So there's that, and that is also paired very well with the butterfly effect. I don't know if you know that. It's also this idea of putting things into motion, and the butterfly effect is when you, if a butterfly flaps its wings in Japan, then the vibration from its wings moving the molecules will eventually hit another molecule and another molecule of air, and they'll just keep moving, and they'll create a gust of wind, and it'll pick up over the Pacific Ocean, and it will just keep going and going and tumbling until finally there's a tsunami because of the great wind, and there's a tsunami in California because of a butterfly that flapped its wings in Japan. The idea is the same. It's this idea that if you do something very little that you think is not that big, it will eventually turn into something bigger, and it has an effect on the future. So that is karma and the butterfly effect. Yeah, and that's, I think certain people don't understand that. I'm not saying everyone, because I think some people do things without really knowing why. And I'm not saying that you should just only do things because of the karma effect, or this idea of retribution. If you're a Christian, the idea of, you get what you reap, you will sow. So whatever you plant, that's what you'll get. It exists everywhere, and everyone has a different word for it. So Christians, it's about reaping and sowing. It's about the spiritual realm. For Hindus, it's different. It's about putting things in karma and having a balance to the world. So if you do good things will come, and then the same thing, bad and bad. So there has to be a balance. So you can't just be an unbalanced person. There's a lot in religions, and I'm not saying that all religions are the same, but it's interesting to see the common denominators between the different facts. Like, oh, okay, well, this is here, and so how do we approach that, and what do we believe is right and wrong? That is a question that you have to decide. I cannot help you with that. But karma is one of those things that people widely accept as true. Not always, not everyone. I'm not blanket covering anyone. I'm just saying things as I see them. So, what was I saying? Karma. Yes. Butterfly effect. It honestly is very important. Okay, sorry. Wow, that was interesting. There's a car crash that happened not a car crash. Someone stopped and someone else rammed their bumper into. But that's a great idea to talk about karma. No, I'm kidding. A lot of things. That is actually a good idea to say. There's this not messed up belief. There was a belief in Christianity a long time ago that anything bad that happens to you is a result of a secret sin. You break a law, you break a religious law, and because of that, bad things happen to you. I don't think that's the case. While I do think that karma plays a big role on everything, and that, as you do things, as you do different things, it just kind of, it comes back. I don't think that it's a perfect correlation. I think it's a good framework and basis to make your decisions off of, but I don't think that that's the be-all, end-all of everything. So, if you're having bad things happen to you, I don't think you should blame yourself for the bad things, for saying that you're the failure and you're the reason why bad things are happening to you. No, sometimes bad things or unwanted things can happen just because they happen. It's not necessarily a perfect correlation to you did something, therefore something happens to you. No, I think it's an idea. I think karma is an idea to promote better behavior. I think, and it's a justified idea. I think there is truth to it. If you do something bad, if you intentionally do something hurtful to someone else, then that will come back, and that someone will eventually do something hurtful to you. Whereas if you do something nice for someone will eventually do something nice for you. That doesn't mean, if your dog died, you can't really blame that on karma. You can't say, oh, it's because I accidentally killed a dog on the side of the street. That means that the dog that I have is going to die. No, that's not the case. You know, I don't know though. It could be. I don't like to believe that that's the case. But I'm not saying that it couldn't. I've just found in my life that a lot of things that I've said will come around. The college that I'm going to, I didn't want to go to this college. I actually despised it, and I said that everyone who goes there is kind of out of options, and they're just floating by because they don't have anything else to do. And now I'm going here, and it's just kind of like it's payback. I believe that there's a purpose to it. I believe I'm learning a lesson through it. I believe that things have happened, so I'm learning a lesson. I'm meeting with a person, and I'm feeling a certain way about him. And it's funny because, like, a year and a half ago to 2 years, this exact same thing was happening to me. So I was the person on the other end, and they wanted to be with me, and it wasn't working. It wasn't. I was making up all these excuses of, oh, I'm leaving. Oh, I'm not ready. Da 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 da. I don't know about this. Blah 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 blah. Making up all these excuses, and now I find myself in their shoes. Now I'm the one who everything's changed for, and now I want it. But I can see every valid excuse that I made being used against me. Not necessarily used, like forcefully used or actively used, but the possibility to use them is all there because the roles have flipped. And so I mean, I am a firm believer that we are taught lessons. I label it as, I would label it as God teaching me lessons. But karma is, it's the same thing. It's the same idea that you get something because you did something. I did not treat my fellow students well, and I thought negatively of them, and now I have become that fellow student that now other people may think negatively about. It's about learning a new lesson. So, there you go. Remember to be good. As E.T. says, be good. I love that movie. I not love that movie, but I like that movie, and there's a lot of great quotes from it. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. I went on a little rant, and it wasn't as frilly as usual, but it was still, I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it. So, again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, share the video, have fun, have a good week, and just remember to always do good. Always do good without ever expecting anything in return, and then it will come back around. Alright, I'll see you guys.